Hi, my name is Arifah. Welcome to my channel. Feels kind of weird to say that, but we'll get used to it, right? We'll get used to it. You'll help me, I'll help you. How about that? Okay, so today I'm going to be showing you guys my everyday makeup routine. It's pretty simple, so if you're a beginner, you can probably follow along with stuff that you already have and use. That's about it, so let's get to it. So I'm back bare-faced, you know, looking like a baby. So first I'm going to go in with my primer. I love the Benefit Porefessional. Just in the areas that need a little love, you know, a little extra love. So yeah, just pat your life away. My skin is really oily, so I like to go on top of my primer with a loose powder. Right now, my favorite one is, you can't see it, it's the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Powder. I use the color 30 Medium Deep. So what I like to do is, if I can find my brush, that'd be amazing. So I use a Real Techniques brush. This one is a setting brush. And just dip in the powder. And I like to just put it again on my really oily areas. So for me, that's my nose. It gets so bad throughout the day. It's pretty awful actually. So just along the sides of my nose, just kind of pat it in. Then I also like to do a little bit on my forehead. So once that is done, I like to spray my face a little bit just to kind of melt it all in so you don't look too cakey. So what I like to do for this is I use the Too Faced Hangover 3-in-1 setting spray. It's like a primer, a refresher, and a setting spray all in one. So I spray it on my face. And then I like to take my beauty blender. Actually, it's not even a beauty blender. It's one of the Real Techniques, one of their sponges. And just press it in the areas that I applied that powder. So next, I'm going to go in with my foundation. Right now, I'm using the Smashbox Studio Skin 15-Hour Wear Hydrating Foundation. So I like to put it on this like little sponge that came with my Real Techniques sponge. They came together in a package. I was like, when I first got it, I didn't know what to use it for, and then I was like, I can use it for this, I guess, instead of squirting the foundation directly on your face. So I like to put a little bit on this sponge, and just kind of like smear it around my face, to be honest. And go in with a little more, because your girl needs some coverage, you know, she needs some help. So, a little more. So once I have that kind of spread out and looking a little crazy, I go in with another Real Techniques brush. This is their Expert Face brush. This is my favorite one for blending foundation. I usually blend my foundation with brushes. I don't really like to use sponges because I feel like they take away too much of the coverage for me. Also, I'm really sorry if you guys are being blinded by this pimple right in the middle of my forehead. My birthday was yesterday, so like the past week I've been eating like crap, and I've been justifying it by like, oh, it's your birthday week, you know, you can get away with it. Yeah, I was wrong, so. Always make sure you bring a little bit down, just under here. So if you're like laughing and stuff like I do, I know I have a big mouth, so when I laugh I'm like, ah, and then you know, you don't want to see that really awkward line. So yeah, just make sure you get a little down there. So once that is done, I'm going to start on my eyebrows. So what I use for my eyebrows is, and you'll learn this the more videos I make, I'm really not bougie at all, so I like to use different products for different things. So for my eyebrows, I like to go in with my Morphe palette. I have the Morphe 350. She's pretty beaten up. As you can see, it's been about a year since I've had it, and I've used it pretty much every single day. So yeah, she's pretty beat up, but you know, we love her. I'm gonna go in with this little brush. It's from Eco Tools. I think I literally got it from Walmart. And I go in with this dark brown color. So I take a little bit of that color on this brush and just kind of fill it in. My eyebrows don't really need that much help. I think I have a lot of hair, like I'm a hairy girl, so I don't really use a lot of this, but So just to clean that up, because obviously I look a little wild, like I just came out of like the actual jungle, you know? So I go in with, this is a L'Oreal concealer. It's in the color N45. The label came off because that's how much I love it. And I use this just to go under my eyebrows. So to spread this out, I use this brush. I think it was literally from Claire's, and I got it when I was maybe like 11 years old. It's just like, I don't even know how to describe it. It's just a little brush that I use to spread out the product. So just to get really close to right underneath the eyebrows. Once I have it pretty much spread out all the way, I go back in with my foundation brush and just kind of buff it a little downwards. Final step for my eyebrows is I use the e.l.f. eyebrow gel thing. It comes with two sides, one for eyebrows and then one for eyelashes. I don't really use it on my eyelashes. I don't know why, like I've never felt the need to wear clear mascara. I just use both sides for my eyebrows. If you are like me and like I said, you're a hairy girl, this will definitely keep your brows like locked in place all day, and I think that's why I love it so much. And it's also only like $3, so you know, can't go wrong. But once my eyebrows are done, I like to set a little bit of an eyeshadow base. I use my NARS Soft Matte Concealer. I'm in the shade Medium 2 Ginger. It works really well as an eyeshadow primer. So I'm going to go in with another like Eco Tools brush. Just any flat brush will work. Just take a little bit of that concealer and just pop it on your eyelids. So we're going to look a little crazy for a second. I'm just going to leave that the way it is for a minute. In the meantime, I'm going to go in with some color corrector just right under my eyes. I like to use the LA Girl Pro Conceal color corrector. I use the one in Peach. Just take a little bit. And then sometimes if I like forget to wax my mustache, I'll put some around there too. So today's one of those days. And to blend this around my mouth, I'll use my foundation brush again. And to go under my eyes, I'll just use my fingers. And I don't really like to make my color corrector look too perfect because I'm going to go over it with concealer later, so it doesn't really matter if it looks kind of wild. Going back to my eyelids, I like to blend it with my foundation brush, and I like to let it sit for a little bit just so it gets a chance to kind of crease a little bit before you go back in with the actual eyeshadow. Like I said, I'm going to be using my Morphe 350 palette. So first I like to kind of set that concealer that I put on my eyelids. So I'm going in with a flat brush. This one is from NYX. I think they have numbers. Yeah, this is a NYX blending brush in the number 13. I like to go in with a color that's just a little bit lighter than my skin tone all over the lid. I'm going to go into my crease. This is another NYX brush in the shade, in the number 16. I'm going to go with a color that is slightly darker than my skin tone, but not by much. I'm going to go in with another color that is more of a true deeper brown and put that just over where I put that last color. So once my eyes are done, I like to go in with concealer, but right before I do that, this is kind of weird. I like to take my eyelash curler and just kind of like warm it up. I usually either warm it up like between my knees or like under my arm. Obviously make sure like you're not naked while you do this. I don't know why you would be, but just like make sure the clothes you're wearing are clean and stuff. But yeah, I like to do that because it helps hold the curl a lot longer. Now I'm going to go with my concealer. This is the same concealer that I used before, the L'Oreal in the shade oh my god, I cannot read, I'm sorry. In the shade N45. And I like to go obviously under my eyes, around my mustache, a little bit on my chin, and a little bit on my forehead. When I do my concealer, I like to let it sit for at least a few minutes because that way when you blend it you don't lose as much coverage as you normally would. So I'll just like usually go on my phone or something, I don't know, check Snapchat, do stuff like that, and then come back in a few minutes. So alright, so it's been a few minutes. I think I've let it, you know, marinate a little long. So now I'm going to take my brush and I'm going to blend out my forehead and my mustache and my chin. So to blend out under my eyes, I'm going to go back in with that same sponge from earlier. What I do is I have a bottle and I have just water in it. I like to spray my sponges instead of running them under water. It's just more convenient for me when I'm in my room because I'm lazy. I don't want to have to go back all the way to the bathroom just to do that. So yeah, I'm just going to spray it a little bit. And I like to kind of press out the extra water on like a tissue or a napkin or something. Then just go in and blend out my concealer. I'm going to go in with some setting powder, the same one from earlier. But before I set it, I'm just going to go back in with my sponge, not my beauty blender, and just pat out whatever has creased within the past few seconds. And then go in and just pat on the powder. So next, like I said, I'm very, very oily, like even in the middle of winter, and like I live in Canada, and if you live in Canada, you know how dry and crusty the air can be sometimes, but that does not matter. My skin will always be oily. So I like to go in a little heavy-handed with my powder, especially around my nose and also around my forehead. And for the rest of my face, I go in with this bigger fluffy brush. It's also from Eco Tools, and just pat it around everywhere else. So at this point we can kind of start to look like we have no lips, which is like I barely have any lips to begin with, but at this point it's like, where did they go? You know, like where are they? I don't know. I don't know. But we're gonna fix that in a second. But before we do, I'm gonna go in with some bronzer. No, this is like my OG bronzer, and I don't know, I really need another one. So if you are similar in skin tone to me, please tell me what bronzers you are using because I need a new one. This is the NYC Big Bold Bronzing Powder. It was like $5. This is in the color 602 MetropoliTan. They put like a capital T, like tan, get it? Yeah, it's not that funny. And I'm going to go in with another Real Techniques brush. This is called the sculpting brush. I just like to kind of pat it in and then knock off the excess and then pat it onto my skin. So once your face is looking, you know, a little more snatched, like I didn't eat McDonald's like 2 nights ago, I'm going to go in with some highlighter. So this is my current favorite. It's the Maybelline Masterchrome in the color Molten Gold. This is definitely my favorite one. I think it's like $9 or something. Definitely worth it. So first I'm going to take a little bit just in my inner corner so I don't look too tired, you know? So once I'm done with my inner corner, I'm going to go ahead on my cheekbones. This is another brush by Real Techniques. It is just called Fan Brush. Take a little bit of that highlighter and go again on my cheekbones and a little bit under my brow and my temples. Okay, this is obviously my favorite step. It gets me the most excited. We're almost done. Stay with me, I know it's kind of long. I'm going to spray my face with the same spray from earlier, the Too Faced Hangover 3-in-1 setting spray, protein shake, whatever. This one, okay? The stuff also smells good, so like, even if you're not into setting sprays, you can just like spray it on your clothes. Like, it smells so good. I'm going to go back in with my sponge and just push that into my skin. Just on the center of my face, I'm going to go in with the Urban Decay De-Slick Makeup Setting Spray. Make sure you shake it up before you use it. Spray the center of my face. And pat it in again. I'm going to go ahead and curl my lashes. It's nice and warm by now. Once my lashes are curled, I'm going to go in with mascara. My favorite one at the moment for an everyday kind of natural look, but like not natural at all, is the Benefit Roller Lash. I have the mini one, but either size is fine, obviously. No. Does size matter? I don't know. I don't know. You decide. Switching hands to do my other side. Some girls do that whole like yoga thing where they go like this. I can't do that. I'm not coordinated enough for that, so I just switch hands. So I'm gonna wait about a minute or so to let the top lashes fully dry before I go in and do the bottom lashes. Lean forward a little bit. Oh my god, I got it underneath my eye anyways. I don't know if you can see it, but it's fine. We're fine. We're okay. We're good. Once my mascara is done, I'm going to go in with some lip balm just so I look a little less, you know, crusty, dusty, rusty. This is also good because I'm going to be using a very matte liquid lipstick, so this kind of helps my lips not feel like a desert. First, I'm going to go in with a lip liner. This is from Annabelle. It's obviously very loved and abused. This is in the color 330 Espresso. I'm just going to line the outer corners of my lips and just a little bit on my cupid's bow. So for lipstick today, I'm going to be using a Colourpop liquid matte. This is in the color WYD, you know, what you doing. Is that what it stands for? Yeah, whatever. The formula can be a little drying, but if you do put a lip balm underneath, you should be fine. So this is the final look, you know, not as crusty as I was before, and I'm sorry, that's like my favorite word to use, so drinking game, take a shot every time I say crusty. I like doing this every day if I'm just going to work or going to school. This is usually my go-to look. That is all for today, so thank you for watching. You can subscribe if you want to see more stuff like this, makeup, vlogs later this summer, maybe some lifestyle stuff. We'll see. I don't really know where I'm going with this, just kind of go with the flow, you know, my life motto. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!